Baseball for the right to withdraw their resignations. Baseball didn't ask them to resign. They might be suing the wrong person or the wrong entity. What an embarrassment. Mark Loretta will lead it off, hitting at .303, and we're underway, and it's up the middle. Maddux tried a kick save, didn't work. So Loretta, on the first pitch of the ball game, rips a single up the middle, and Rich Becker is the batter.
This Milwaukee team is a very good offensive team, Skip. They missed Jeremy Burnett's. Dave Nilsson, their all-star catcher, not in there tonight either. But they are second in the league in average, first in the league in on-base percentage, fourth in average runs scored per game. So they get it done offensively. Pitching is the problem.
They've got another guy I really like on the disabled list, Fernando Vena.
Right.
Along with a couple of pitchers, Jeff D'Amico, Cal Eldred, Chad Fox. They have lost 3 in a row.
All to the Marlins.
Becker lines one into center field for a solid hit.
What are the chances of Greg not throwing the next pitch for a strike? 2 pitches, 2 hits.
Jeff Cirillo, the batter. Looks like it's going to be the bad Greg Maddux maybe tonight.
Made a good pitch down, but both hitters hitting on the first offering they saw.
Cirillo hitting .319, 8 homers, 55 RBIs.
This is a guy we didn't know a whole lot about until Milwaukee switched leagues, but he's a good player.
Oh, he really is. And he's 4 out of 13 against Maddux, a .319 hitter on the year. Strike right in there.
I'll be darned, he did throw one right in there, and Cirillo took it.
This umpiring thing now just has me in a daze. I thought this was a joke when our radio engineer brought it over. They're suing baseball to withdraw the resignations they just themselves filed.
Yeah, submitted themselves.
Just missed high, a ball and a strike.
Desperate measures by someone trying desperately to cling to the guidance and leadership of that group. They've already been humiliated. For the life of me, can't understand why he's still representing them. Richie Phillips.
Line to right field. Gerald Williams has it, 1 down. That ball was hit hard. But there's the first out of the inning. And our old friend Marquise Grissom, the batter. Marquise hitting .287, 9 homers, 49 RBIs, 13 stolen bases, 18 out of 50 against Maddux in his career, a home run included. So he has handled Greg better than most.
He always gets a warm welcome back home too.
He should. He's a class act. Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Didn't throw him a strike, I noticed on the first pitch.
He's always been a good fastball hitter too. Much better fastball hitter than off-speed hitter. I was talking to Phil Sibbons, our statistician, before the game. I was saying you'd be hard pressed to check the major league lineups tonight and find a game where opposing center fielders were both batting cleanup in one game.
Marquise fouled that one back. It's 1-1.
Andrew in there tonight for Atlanta in the absence of Brian Jordan. Marquise got off to a horrible start, had a bad April. He's been making up for it since. 5 for 12 against Atlanta this year.
Maddux bluffs Loretta back to second base. Marquise out of the batter's box. Jeff Jenkins on deck. He's a .308 hitter. They do have some impressive batting averages. A little nubber toward third. Chopper to chipper. Got him. 2 down. The runners move to second and third.
They have, Skip, one of the, I think, better hitting coaches in all of baseball. Jim Lefevre joined their ball club late last year, and one of the things that he stresses is on base percentage. Even when he was managing with the Cubs and the Mariners, he stressed getting on base, whether it be by hook or by crook, because you got a lot better chance of scoring if you're on first than you do if you're just standing around in the dugout after a strikeout. And it's paid off for their ball club.
Over the inside corner, 0-1. Crowd of 35,000 or so, I would guess, on hand here.
Good Monday night turnout.
Well, we're going to have some baseball weather here in the next couple of weeks. It's supposed to be red hot. Into the seats. It's 0-2.
Jim Lefevre is one of those guys you could ask him about a particular hitting tip, and about an hour and a half later he gets through talking about hitting. He's maybe the most passionate I've ever talked to about hitting.
Got it. Fastball over the inside corner. Nothing doing in the first for Milwaukee. 2 hits, but no runs, no errors. 2 left. Maybe it'll be the good Greg Maddux tonight. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. Barry 12 out of 32 against Maddux, home run included. Oh, 0-1 the count. It's Barry, Banks, and Valentin here in the second.
They've had a tough time finding someone to play every day and give them some numbers at first base. Banks was playing at first base, and we saw him earlier in the year when we were in Milwaukee.
One and one.
Used to have John Jaha playing over there, as well as DHing when they were in the American League.
I've always thought, I hear that he has his detractors now, but I think Phil Garner is a very, very good manager.
I think because they haven't spiked. You know, they've just kind of played on the same plane. They haven't really shot up and done something that made them special.
That was special. 2 down. Good play, Brian Hunter. 1 down, rather. Excuse me.
That was special. Good play. Hard hit ball by Barry, and Hunter robs him of a hit. Brian made a terrific play at first base, just catching a pickoff throw yesterday. I was teasing him about how high he got off the ground, and that bad ankle, it's hard for him to elevate, but he saved what might have been a game, what could have been a throw that cost the Braves a game late last night.
Dr. James Andrews is going to do the Odalis Perez surgery next week, I guess, over in Birmingham. Feel badly for Odalis.
I talked to him in the clubhouse, and I said, how did it go today? And I had no idea that it was this severe. And he goes, well, they say I might have surgery. And I thought he was kidding. I honestly did. I mean, here's a guy who just, nobody knew that he was hurting at all until the day that they were going to send him back to AAA.
Banks is out of there. Strikeout number 2 for Maddux, who after a shaky start has settled down nicely and retired 4 in a row. 5 in a row.
Good movement. Down and away. Vintage Maddux. And Banks made the mistake of trying to pull the ball.
Here's Jose Valentin. Well hit down the right field line. Fair or foul? Foul.
That was close.
This little guy has 6 home runs.
Two or three seats over from the foul pole.
0-1 the count. 2 out in the second. Oh, and 2. Boy, they're playing great baseball. You got to tip your hats to the Mets.
Their best spurt of the year. They've won 5 in a row and 8 out of 10.
And that's that. The inning is over. Strikeout number 3 for Maddux. No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left. Bottom of the second. 1-0 Braves. Greg Maddux goes to work and misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. I think it's Propecia, but I'm not sure the name of the product. But Smoltz and Gaetti, and I think maybe Walt Weiss and some other major league ball players who have thinning hair are in a contest to see who can grow the most, and the winner gets to, there'll be a donation to the charity of the winner's choice. There's nothing financial in it for the players, just for their charities.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I think Stan should, and that fella too could. But he's not in Major League Baseball.
I'm not far behind.
You think you got trouble? I used to kid Ernie about being old and Pete about being bald, and I can't kid either one of them. 3-1 to Carl. 3-2 to Carl.
Maddux was funny in the clubhouse today. He was going over their lineup and he said, and their pitcher's got 2 homers too.
Struck him out. If you're not going to run hard, why bother to run, Scott? Just head on back. Strikeout number 4 for Maddux, 3 in a row. Mark Loretta, the batter.
Greg only struck out 3 in his last outing in that what is a complete game, and even though he only threw 8 innings, he was on the losing end of that 2-0 score at Florida. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts.
He's already bettered his strikeout mark.
Season high in strikeouts, 10 in June at Houston.
Loretta singled his first time. Fastball brushes him off the plate a little bit. 1 ball, no strikes.
Boy, the city of Milwaukee is still reeling from that crane disaster on the construction of their new stadium, where 3 construction workers were killed in that accident, and a patch to commemorate those workers.
It's still not known. This is certainly not as important as the loss of life, but still not known whether or not that ballpark will be ready for next year now because of all that.
I'm sure they have to do a lot of investigating as to what caused it before they can get started in the repairs, and there was a lot of damage done to the stadium, again secondary to the loss of life. I heard the other day that it was in high winds that they were trying to place that roof truss, if you will, that support thing for their retractable roof, and that they were within 10 inches of having it set when it fell.
2-2 pitch. Well hit right field, but Gerald is there. He's got it. 2 down. Maddux has set down 8 batters in a row. And here's Rich Becker. He too singled his first time. Becker now at .237 for the year. Maddux waits for Becker to get set. Now he's ready.
Spent a little time with the Mets last year. Got 100 at bats for New York in 1998, but only hit a .190.
The 1-0 pitch. Into the dirt. It's 2-0. After the Phillies series here, we go to Pittsburgh, play 3, and then turn right around and come home. There's a strike. The Giants in over the weekend of the 6th. And Houston follows them to town Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights before we go to Los Angeles and Colorado. Gerald Williams beats you at that, Becker.
Yeah. Do you remember last year Michael Tucker just wearing out the San Francisco Giants?
Yeah.
Just killing them. Every time they came to town or we went out there, he just wore them out. And lo and behold, he's with Cincinnati. And I think it was Saturday or Sunday in about a 14-inning game, he hits a home run against the Giants again to beat them.
You'd think he'd wind up in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called, inning over. 5 strikeouts for Maddux. Nothing doing. Owe you an answer to our Aflac question. We'll do that after Mr. Banks does whatever he's going to do. And he's going to hit one to deep center field. That's going to be caught. 1 out.
Now time for the answer to our Aflac trivia question, which was name the 3 players in Major League history who have won an MVP award at 2 different positions. Well, Robin Yount was inducted into the Hall of Fame yesterday. He's one of 3, along with Hank Greenberg and Stan Musial, who both won MVP awards at first base and in the outfield. Yount was at shortstop and center field. Yount, the first Brewer to go in to the Hall of Fame.
Jose Valentin fouls it off. It's 0-1. Don was telling me about his experiences up in Cooperstown this year. He said one of the great moments of his life. He sat for an hour and a half and listened to Stan Musial talk about hitting.
Yards to get there.
Mr. Belvedere. The 0-2 pitch. Just missed inside. It's 1-2. Maddux has struck out 5. He has not walked anyone. He's allowed 3 hits. 2 in the first, 1 since, and we're in the 5th. Pops away from Eddie and evens the count at 2-2. Carl once again pitching good baseball on the road. I'll be darned. He was 0-2 on this guy. Now he's 3-2.
He just doesn't want to go back and pitch at County Stadium.
Still 3 balls, 2 strikes.
His last start, an ugly one. He lost to the Phillies 7-0. 6 1/3 innings, 10 hits.
There's his first walk of the night. By the way, Joe, while we have a second, we want to thank Ernie Johnson Jr. for helping us out, filling in for Don while he was in Cooperstown. He did, as we knew he would, a great job. And he's a fun young man to be around. Good person.
Yes, he is. And you know what? When he keeps track of all of his pins,
yeah,
he is really outstanding.
Yeah, he's good at that.
He has a hard time keeping track of his highlighters. And he carries about 3 different colors of highlighters.
Yeah. Well,
pencils, ink pens.
Everybody's got their own style. Buddy.
Yeah.
But on the charter coming home, I just wore him out with stories about his dad and
Did
the
you? I bet
years
he
that
loved him.
he and Pete and I had together. Don't worry, Ernie Sr., it was nothing bad, buddy. Into the seats.
Carl hit a home run against Pedro Estacio of Colorado Rockies. He's also homered in interleague play against the Minnesota Twins. It escapes me who he hit it off of. I'll have to look it up. Dan Perkins. That came at County Stadium.
I guess he just pancaked that ball off Perkins.
Wasn't a grand slam, though.
No. but he did get to touch them all. Count goes to 1-1.
Doug Mansolino, the coach at third base. I think Carl would just as soon swing away after almost having that ball hit him.
Runner goes. They play hit and run. He picked the wrong guy. Runner at second, 2 out. Well, they get what they wanted. They get the runner to second. They stay out of the double play, and Mark Loretta will now have a chance to tie the game. By the way, the Mets now lead the Pirates 4-2 in the fourth. Loretta has singled and flied to right.
Mets have helped themselves getting Kenny Rogers to plug into the rotation. That was an area that they knew they had to get some help. And as they do that, they get some pretty good effort from Oral Hershiser, who has begun to pitch well.
Up and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Becker is next. 1-0 Atlanta, our score, and the Braves stole the run, if you will. Brett Boone scoring all the way from second on a long fly ball by Chipper Jones, on which Marquise Grissom made an outstanding play. The pitch, it's low, 2-0. But then he and Jeff Jenkins, the left fielder, sort of got tangled up out there. The relay throw eluded the shortstop Valentin, and Boone, with Ned Yost doing a good job, kept running hard and beat the throw to the plate. Three and 0. Almost swear that he wants to put him on.
Well, he's not in any way concerned about going 3-0 here, even though Becker has a base hit tonight too.
Right in there that time. It's 3-1.
I think Greg's maybe had better movement tonight on his pitches than he's had all year. Helped him rack up 5 strikeouts through 3 innings.
Maddux takes too much time for Loretta's liking. He steps out. Old Two Eyes gets ready to throw another one.
He gets asked more about his surgery on his eyes than about anything about having to do with pitching.
Up and in. He walked it.
It's funny, I was with him in Florida one afternoon, and I'll bet half a dozen people came up to say hello, or they didn't really want autographs or anything. They wanted to know how his surgery went and would he do it again, and where did he have it done, how can he see. And all I can tell you is that each and every time he was very nice to the people he talked to and highly recommended it. Said it worked for him.
Becker has singled to center and been called out on strikes. And he's hit a fly ball foul down the left side that is going to be out of play. Maddux and I have a pretty good thing going now. Every time I see him, I say, well, if it isn't Old Two Eyes. And he says, hi, you 4-eyed dork.
He can get away with that now.
Yeah. Oh, and 1 the count. Pickoff play at second. Throw is late.
He says he had his surgery on a Friday at about 5 o'clock. Watched our game that night on television. At the beginning, couldn't see the bug there in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Couldn't see the scores or averages. He said, but by the end of the game, I could.
It's amazing the stuff they do now. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on. Fly ball right center field. Andrews there, and the inning is over. No hits, no runs, no errors. 2 left. Pete and Don.
24 home runs, double figures 3 times in his big league career. So what you're seeing is a ball club made up of people who could and do adapt the philosophy of their manager and their hitting coach. There's Jim Lefebvre.
0-1 on Marquise Grissom. Broke his bat. Whoa. Brian Hunter had to save Maddux from what would have been a rare error. 2 away.
That's one of those ho-hum. This is one of the easiest outs I'll ever get, and watch him throw off the wrong foot. Good play by Brian Hunter.
Two men out. Jeff Jenkins, the batter. He has struck out and singled. This on almost every club we've seen of late, but he's one of those guys who can play a lot of positions. 1 ball, no strikes. Lined. Weiss. Whoa, nice play, and nice play to stay with it. 1 gone.
Let's take a look at our Delta scoreboard, Pete. The Pirates are trailing the Mets. We would know we'll keep an eye on that. Montreal 6-1 over the Cubs. Fulmer a home run. Florida trails Philadelphia 3 1/5 has given them that lead. Houston an early lead over Colorado 2-0 over in the American League. Detroit trails Cleveland 6-3. Anaheim got shut out by Tampa Bay, a pair of homers for McGriff. Toronto continues to win, an early lead over Chicago, and Oakland outslugging Minnesota. Spezio a home run. That's a 6-2 ball game. Log on to CNNSI.com for all the information you need. The ultimate address for sports is CNNSI.com.
Mark Loretta 1 for 2 tonight. Two and 0.
They give you a stat and you can figure it up for yourself if you want to, but it's nice to have it. Average runs per game for pitchers, and this is right in line with Greg Maddux. I know he had 1 ball game where he got a lot, but he's averaging 6 per game.
Another nice play by Weiss. Let's see if he can throw him out. Nope, Hunter had to come off the bag. It'll be a base hit for Mark Loretta, but another good play by Walt Weiss.
There's been some good defensive
Yes,
play
there
in this
has.
ball game. Chipper Jones has made some good plays to his left. Weiss another one of these smothers. Once he gets it, though, he's got to throw off balance, got to throw quickly, and Loretta with good speed is going to leg it out. But on the other side of the coin, a couple good plays by Loretta. Valentin has made a couple good plays, and Brian Hunter with 1.
4th hit of the game for Milwaukee, and the batter will be Rich Becker. He's 1 for 3, a single in the 1st inning. Now remember, on Greg, the first few games he pitched this year, he was getting the run calendar every start, getting a lot of runs scored for him.
Remember we said the first time there's a rain out or something changes the scheduling, it'll change.
Shallow left field. Walt Weiss being kept very busy here in the 8th inning. 2 down.
In his wins, he's gotten 8. In his losses, he's gotten less than 1. And the no decisions right in the middle of the road. But most of those no decisions came at a time when he was giving up about that many, too. So that 5, if you take that lower 3 lines there, that pretty much sums up the Brewers season.
Yeah.
Let's give up 5, we get 5, and we'll kick penalty kicks at the end to decide who wins it.
2 men gone for Jeff Cirillo. 0-1. Here's the line I was looking for. Braves scored 11 runs for Greg in his first start, 20 in his 3rd start, 8 in his next 2, and then it went 1, none, 1, 5. Dropped back off to 2 a couple of starts later, 3, 1, 1, then back up to 16. So he's been the beneficiary of some of the biggest outbursts by the Braves offense this year, and also
To hang in there.
Yeah.
Like the 2-0 shutout that he lost his last outing.
1 ball, 1 strike. Mike Myers up in the bullpen for Milwaukee. Kevin McGlinchey for Atlanta. It's 2-1 now on Cirillo.
$18 shy of his total last outing. One of the few times he's had to go to that many the last time out.
Down the left field line. 2-2. Cirillo out of the University of Southern California. Milwaukee, a team that for a long time has pretty much concentrated on the college player in their free agent drafts. They want players that can get to the big leagues in a shorter period of time. And you see that a lot from teams that are so-called smaller market teams.
What they try to do is let the college system, the good ones, do part of the development.
Rolled foul, the count 2-2. Well, we just got a confirmation of our worst fears on Javi Lopez. John Schuerholz has just passed out this announcement to all of us that Javi Lopez has a partial tear of the ACL. It will require surgery. He is out for the year. We were afraid of that. So it'll be Eddie Perez and Greg Myers. And that is a tough piece of news for the Braves. Bouncer to third. Chipper Jones guns it across to first. Another nice play. Chipper on one end, Brian Hunter on the other. And Maddux is through the 8th inning. Well, the Braves got a little defense played for him in that inning, and a little bad news on Javi Lopez besides. We're going to the bottom half of the 8th. 6-0 Atlanta.